What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, I got some pretty bad news. I already can tell you right off the bat, as of right now in February 2023, do not buy the next Call of Duty, okay? Don't buy Call of Duty 2023 because we have this leaked information. It's a supposed report. It's actually coming from Bloomberg, so it's probably accurate, but it basically details what's going to happen in 2023 for Call of Duty, and it's not good news, okay? It's not good news at all. Nobody has any faith in the developer in the upcoming development studio that's going to be producing this game, and so I don't either. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't have any faith. I really think it's going to be a rushed product. I don't think it's going to be good. It's not going to be polished. It's not going to have any content, and we already know all this. So I don't know. Just take my word for it. Just as of right now, unless like things heavily change, and we get like a lot more information coming forward, which is likely. As of right now, I'm going to say don't buy this game. Okay, do not buy Call of Duty 2023. But what's up, guys? Welcome back. Another day of back-to-back videos. I wanted to cover this video yesterday when you guys are watching this, but unfortunately I had another video planned already and I didn't want to push that one out too much, so you're gonna get back to back. Essentially, we have this report coming from Bloomberg and later covered by Charlie Intel that says Modern Warfare 2 is not going to be technically a 2-year life cycle. We know that it was originally going to be like this in the works, but has unfortunately changed because Sledgehammer Games is actually bringing new content to the game and releasing a full premium release in 2023. So essentially, it's going to be kind of weird because COD 2023 is reportedly going to have Modern Warfare 2 content. So let's go ahead and read the article. Sledgehammer Games is leading the development of COD 2023, which will be a brand new title. However, Jason Schreier indicates that some of the ideas from the original plan remain intact. If you don't know quite what he's talking about, he's basically referring to the aspect of Modern Warfare 2 being a 2-year life cycle. And so because there was going to be 2 years of life cycle, there's supposed to be, right, a lot of DLC maps and guns and things like that. So apparently a lot of that stuff is going to be implemented into whatever COD 2023 is going to be. The latest report reveals that Call of Duty 2023 will continue the Modern Warfare 2 story and it will feature new multiplayer content. Well, honestly, the word new, I think a lot of developers are going to have to look up these days because if you think Dome is a new map, if you think Shipment and Shoot House are new maps, I think you have to look up what the definition of new is because those are not new maps. And so, you know, if you're going to give us new multiplayer content, who's new are we using, right? The real world's definition or Call of Duty's definition, because those are two different things at this point. Like I said, Modern Warfare 2's story is apparently going to be continued. So I guess for the campaign, we're going to be continuing on with that. That's interesting, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really play the campaign. Okay, let's be honest here. I didn't play campaign. I don't really care enough about campaign these days. I barely care about multiplayer. Okay, so if you're expecting me to care about campaign these days, you got another thing coming. Okay, that's just not me anymore. No offense to anybody who does play campaign. Okay, like, you know, campaign's cool. You know, if you want to play campaign, do your thing, right? I'm not hating or anything. It's just not for me. It looks like COD 2023 is going to continue the story told in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign and be a part of the Modern Warfare 2 universe in some way. After all, this doesn't stray too much from Sledgehammer's original task of developing expansion content. So basically, Sledgehammer was supposed to be doing, additional content like DLC for Modern Warfare 2 because I guess Infinity Ward was so busy with, creating Azure Cave and whatever maps are in this game, like Santacena Border Crossing. Yeah, they were so busy developing that game or that map that they can't make their own DLC content. So, they had to rely on Sledgehammer Games. But it turns out, and I guess this is speculation, but apparently Modern Warfare 2 was received so poorly and is doing so poorly that basically Sledgehammer Games is going to have to come in and quote unquote save the game by making it so you can, I guess, make a new title, right? And so because there's going to be a new title, there's going to be a new season of hype for Warzone and things like that, whatever like stupid new game modes they're going to do, if they're going to expand on DMZ or anything like that. And a lot of people are really upset about this because people were told that Modern Warfare 2 was going to be a 2-year life cycle game. And so when you find out all of a sudden that it's not, obviously you feel lied to, especially if you bought bundles and things like that. It does seem that Modern Warfare 2 content is going to carry over to the new COD 2023 title. I'm hoping that means bundles and things like that, but I'm also hoping that means our camos and our progress, right? If you unlocked an operator through something cool, through some real cool challenge, maybe you want to care about your calling cards and things like that. And obviously for me, it's going to be camos, right? I'm hoping that if I go through Orion and Polyatomic and all this stuff, I'm hoping that I can use it in another Call of Duty going forward. I think that would just make sense. That'd be cooler than obviously just taking it away for no reason. But for some reason, they've been doing that in the past. Unfortunately, this is really bad because the Bloomberg Report basically says that Treyarch and Infinity Ward are supposed to be supporting Sledgehammer Games with development, so given that this is going to be the shortened period that they're having to work with. Guys, they are basically having way less than 1 year to make the next Call of Duty game, okay? COD 2023 is going to have a 1 year life cycle to it. That is disgustingly short, okay? It's just embarrassing at this point. There is no plan for Call of Duty these days. They say one thing, they don't keep their word. They just have no content in these roadmaps anymore. There is no hype for Call of Duty anymore, and it's embarrassing at this point, you know? Come January, February, every single year, the game dies. The game has been dying earlier and earlier every single year, starting from, I'd say, Cold War. I think it's dying on YouTube, it's dying on Twitch. Just streamers aren't caring about it, you know, just like nobody is ending up caring about these games because they're rushed, unfinished products, you know? Give us a finished product after 2 years, give development studios a full 2 years to make something. Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, it doesn't matter what you think about them right now. If you give them time, I trust that they can make a better game. Treyarch 100%, but the other two, the other two studios, I'm sure if you give them more time, they can come up with something better than, what we got the past 2 years in Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2. I don't know anybody who's thrilled with these games. Maybe they're playable, maybe you like the rank play in them, maybe like the Warzone aspect for them. I don't know anybody who hops on day in and day out on multiplayer and just plays and grinds and has fun. Nobody's streaming multiplayer unless it's ranked play. Nobody's just having fun with the multiplayer these days. And that's very concerning, okay? At least in my opinion. Also, a quick note here, Bloomberg also reports that Activision executives proposed a plan for the Call of Duty franchise going forward that's going to end up rotating the Modern Warfare and Black Ops series as premium releases going forward, with each game receiving 2 years of post-launch support. That makes a lot of sense to me. If you wanted to just make 2 games and I guess have Sledgehammer do DLC for both, that'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, just have 2 studios. Infinity Ward do one for 2 years, then Treyarch drops another Black Ops game for 2 years, and then just vice versa. It reduces, the burnout. It reduces the need to just constantly feel like you have to spend $70 every single year to get a game that is obviously unfinished. And it's going to feel good for developers. It's going to feel better for the franchise and obviously for the fan base as a whole, because you're going to feel like you have a chance to breathe. I think as a YouTuber personally, and I think Exclusive A said this, on a selfish note, it's going to suck because views are going to be down after a certain point. Views are kind of already tanking for me a little bit. And I think some of my, other YouTube buddies here, views are kind of going down now. People are just kind of bored of, Modern Warfare 2 and the hate on it, the rants on it. I guess people are kind of moving on to it, moving on to other games and things like that. That's fine. That's dandy. It's just kind of the COD cycle. I guess that's kind of the YouTube cycle as well. But for on a selfish note, it's gonna suck as a YouTuber. But for everything else, it's good. It's good as a developer. It's good as a franchise participant. It's good as a consumer. So I'm all for it. I really am. I'm hoping that they take that step in the right direction going forward. It's really, really a shame that Call of Duty is going to end up like this, where they're gonna force development studios into just making games and rushing games way ahead. You thought Modern Warfare 2 was rushed, you thought Cold War was rushed. Dude, this next Call of Duty game is going to be insanely rushed. I don't even know if they're gonna have a beta. They might not even have time for a beta. That's how crazy rushed this game is gonna be. I have no faith in it. Sledgehammer Games, absolutely zero faith. After Vanguard, no faith in it, okay? They could give us 20 maps. They could give us really good weapons. No faith in the game, I just don't think that they know how to make a good game. And even if they did, I think that the community will find it boring after a certain amount of time, a very quick amount of time, very short amount of time. So again, no faith, I'm sorry if that comes across as hateful or whatever. I'm sorry, but it's just in my opinion, okay? Sledgehammer Games and Infinity Ward, honestly, have not shown me anything impressive since Modern Warfare 3. I have not been impressed by any games that those two companies have made since Modern Warfare 3, and that's a fact. Treyarch, on the other hand, pretty much is doing they're doing their thing. Obviously, Cold War was kind of a stumble here, but I'm going to let it slide because pandemic. But anyway, that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the Vanguard gameplay. Yeah, I would just be cautious about buying the next Call of Duty game, okay? It's obviously going to be rushed. It's obviously going to be unfinished. And unless we have some huge breaking news that, says otherwise, I don't see COD 2023 being very good. That's just the way I'm going to put it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace out.